Hi, this is Survivor and Scrappy Mania, and today I want to show you how to create paper that it's embossed, and you can use, then I'm going to show you a card using this paper and different inks, and it's going to come out pretty nice. So it's basically what you can get from Paper Wishes. They call it Color Me paper, and it's just white paper that they have embossed. And when you put some ink, let me see if I get some. When you take some ink, it kind of goes on the paper. Oh, I gotta get some ink. Let me get some red. So you take your ink, and then you can just brush it on top of the paper. And then you just wipe it off, and you'll have a resist effect like you can see there. So the ink will go on where there's no embossing powder, and you get like a nice resist pattern. So let me show you how you can do it. You can do it with either clear embossing, and as you can see here, I did it with some gold embossing and some silver embossing. So I'm going to show you how to do it. You're going to need a pattern, some background pattern, and I got these from Anna Griffin, and they have a good repeat, so they match exactly with the stamp. So when you stamp this, if you align it exactly next to the stamp, it will look like a whole solid pattern like you see here, like you can hardly see the lines. Okay, but I'm going to use this stamp, and this is from Hampton Arts. And then you can either use, if you use a tinted embossing pad, you can see the pink on your background, and then you can really see where you're stamping. Unfortunately, when you do use that, you'll get a pink background like you see there. So if you like the pink background, that's fine. I really didn't care much for the pink background, so I'm going to use just embossing ink. So the first thing you need to do is ink up your stamp. And then I'm going to use a foam, so that way I make sure I get a good impression. And then you're wondering why I'm using this board here, is because I want to use my heat gun, and I have a cutting mat underneath, and I don't want my cutting mat to warp with the heat. So that's why I created this board that I use it to iron on, and also to use when I use my heat gun. Okay, and I can see the glimmer on the paper. So I'm just going to keep stamping up to half of my page, and the reason why I only do half at once and then I go ahead and heat it, and then I do the other half, because you don't want your ink to dry. If it does dry, the embossing powder will not adhere to your paper. So one technique that I usually like to do, sometimes when I do heat the paper from above, sometimes the powder kind of flies off the page. But if you heat it from underneath, it won't, the embossing powder doesn't kind of fall off the page. It actually works a little better when you are heat embossing a large surface like I'm doing right there. So I'm using the embossing powder that I'm using is actually a thick embossing powder, but you can also use the detail, the thin one. It also works very well. And another tip that I want to let you know is, if you get a pattern stamp that it's not so tightly, the pattern is not so tightly weaved together, it actually looks good.
you won't see where you started or where you ended your stamp pattern.
So this is how you create your paper, your embossed paper. So I'll come back and we'll do a card. I'm back. So I went ahead and cut my card. This is 5.5 by 4.25, and then I cut this 5.25 by 4, so a 1/4 inch smaller. And now I'm going to take a sharp knife, and I'm going to cut strips, but at a diagonal. Okay, so once you've done that, I'm going to take, these will be one color, and these will be another color. So I'm going to take my ink, and I'm using aged mahogany, Taylor Rose, and fire brick. And I'm just going to take some aged mahogany, and I'm just going to color the strip.
So you keep alternating from the darkest color at the bottom on the widest angle of your paper, and then the medium color goes in the middle, and then the lighter color at the end. Okay, so you're going to take a piece of disposable towel, and you're just going to kind of wipe the surface up to take off any ink that might be on the resist part. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other strip. And I decided I was just going to use the same technique, and I use different colors for each of the strip.
Okay. Now I'll put my colors away. And let's assemble the card. So,
okay, the trick about putting your pieces together is to remember the puzzle. Sometimes what I do is I put a number in the back. I didn't do it in this case, but if you put numbers on the different pieces, then you can remember in the order that it goes. So what I'm doing is you want to put them next to each other with just a sliver of the black cardstock showing at the end.
and then your last piece will be here. And you might want to cut, I'm going to cut a little bit off that on the edge here. Just a tiny sliver. So that way it will, there. It just needs to cut a little bit. Okay, so there's my card, and I'm using Stampin' Up. This is Love You Bunches. This is a stamp set that I got, it's like 10 years old. And then I'm using a ribbon. This is going to be in the middle, and I'm going to put this here. And this ribbon is actually from Celebrate Botanical. And let me go ahead and remove the adhesive in the back. Now it doesn't come with adhesive. I just put that double stick adhesive myself. Okay. And either you can tuck it in, or since I put double stick adhesive all the way through, I just need to cut it if I can find my scissors. So let me just cut it off. And then I'm going to put, now what I use, this is Spellbinder label. It's a Spellbinder label die. And I'm not sure what the name of it. I got it a long time ago at Joann's when it was on sale. So I'm not sure the name of it. So I'm going to place that there. And then I got these little butterflies. I think I'm going to put one there. And I just might want to put one, oh, let me see. Yeah, the silver one is better. I may just want to put one with some foam adhesive. Okay, and there's my card. So I hope you liked this tutorial. Come back to see me for some more. Thank you. Bye.